What is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be going through my 10 best bets for week 9 of the 2024 college football season. Last week, I went 6-4 with my 10 best bets, so it wasn't a bad week. So I will be going through 10 best bets for this week, but I'm also going to give some predictions. I'm going to be giving my bet for each game, but I'm also going to be predicting the scores, spreads, and the over-unders. But let's start off at number 10, and I have over 67.5 for North Texas versus Tulane this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. North Texas and Tulane have both been teams that score a lot of points, and I expect this to be a high-scoring shootout. Tulane has scored 40 plus in 3 of their last 4, and North Texas has scored 40 plus in their last 4 games. These teams are both 5-2, and I expect a lot of points to be scored in this game. This will also be an important game in the American Conference title race. Tulane is undefeated in conference play. North Texas' only loss is to Memphis. I do think I can trust Tulane's defense more. They have been dominating teams lately, so give me Tulane in this game 41-31. I have Tulane covering the spread, and my best bet for this game is the over 67.5. And at number 9, I do have Michigan State +4 at Michigan this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Not only do I like Michigan State to cover the spread, but I like them to win this game outright. They really got something going last week against Iowa coming off the bye. They scored 32 points, and Aiden Childs had his best game of the season. Michigan State is trending up while Michigan is trending downwards. And even with Michigan having this game at home, I don't think they will be able to beat Michigan State. I just think Michigan State is a very well-coached football team, and they will continue to get better and better. I think Michigan State can line up in the trenches pretty well. Michigan State is built for the trenches, but they also have better quarterback play than Michigan. So definitely give me Michigan State to win this game on the road 24-20. My best bet for this game is Michigan State +4, and I have the over for this game. And at number 8, I have Oklahoma State +7 on the road against Baylor this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I know Baylor is coming off of an impressive blowout win against Texas Tech where they scored in the 50s. Baylor's offense has been playing really well lately, and they are playing for their head coach Dave Aranda because he is in the hot seat. But personally, I don't think Baylor has what it takes to beat this Oklahoma State team by more than a touchdown. Oklahoma State may have lost to BYU last week, but they really put up a fight in that game, and they looked much better coming off the bye week. They found a way to get their run game going. They did end up losing to BYU, but they had a realistic chance to beat a top 15 team in BYU. Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State hasn't missed a bowl game in a long time, and I'm expecting them to get a win in this game, not just cover. So that's why I do have Oklahoma State +7 as the best bet this week. I'm expecting this to be a shootout, but I don't think Baylor has the defense to stop Oklahoma State. And even on the road, I trust Mike Gundy to have his squad ready to play, coming off of that pretty good performance against BYU last week. As long as Alan Bowman can protect the ball, then I expect them to win this game. But Baylor doesn't have a great defense, so I'm taking Oklahoma State in this game 37-34. My best bet for this game is Oklahoma State +7, and I definitely have the over for this game. And at number 7, I have the under 43.5 for the game between Kentucky and Auburn this Saturday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. I know that is a pretty low over-under, but these offenses have been horrible this year. I expect this to be a very close game and a low-scoring slugfest. And I really don't know who's going to win this game. I think this is a complete toss-up. Auburn looks like they play decent football sometimes, then they just blow games. They are still looking for that big win on the season. Kentucky, on the other hand, their defense has been legit. They beat a really good Ole Miss team, and they have been competitive this year. But these offenses have barely scored in the 20s over the last 4 weeks. So that's exactly why I have to take the under in this game. I really don't know who to roll with in this game, but I just cannot trust this Auburn team with this Auburn coach and staff. Kentucky is always fighting, and they will find ways to win games, and that's why I do think they will win this game, and they have it at home. If Auburn had this game at home, I'd probably take Auburn, but Kentucky has this game at home, so I think they will grind out a close, hard-fought win at home. So give me Kentucky to win this game 20-19. I am taking Auburn to cover the 2.5, and my best bet for this game is under 43.5. At number 6, I have Ohio State -25.5 versus Nebraska this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Nebraska's offense has looked very bad at times this season, and I don't think their defense is as good as people expected. They gave up 56 points to Indiana and got absolutely destroyed. And I just think Ohio State is going to be focused and on a mission after losing to Oregon. They also have this game coming off of a bye week, and I definitely think they cover that -25.5 at home against Nebraska. Nebraska is just not a great football team. They're still figuring some things out. I do think Nebraska will make a bowl game, but you never know. They could definitely blow it like they have in seasons prior. I do think Matt Rhule has that Nebraska team heading in the right direction, but it's going to take more time. And Ohio State is one of the most talented teams in the country. I really trust Ohio State to cover, and I'm taking Ohio State 42-10 in this game. I have Ohio State minus 25.5 as my best bet for this game, and I have the over for this game. And at number 5, I have Oregon State plus 10 on the road against Cal this Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I actually picked NC State plus 10 or whatever it was against Cal last weekend, and they ended up outright winning the game. So I got that one right, and I'm going to take Oregon State plus 10 in this game. There's no reason for Cal to be a 10-point favorite in this game. Oregon State is really not a bad football team. They have a good rushing attack, and Cal has just been questionable, winning no games in the ACC right now. I know Oregon State had that bad loss to Nevada, but it was on the road, and they did fight with UNLV last week, and I think UNLV is a solid football team. Oregon State has solid offensive upside. California's strength on the team is their secondary, but Oregon State is more of a running team. And I think Oregon State has the potential to control time of possession and maybe upset Cal in this game. I am going to go with the home team to pull off a win in this game, but I do not think this is going to be an easy game for Cal. I think Cal will win the game 27-24, maybe with a walk-off field goal. But I am certainly taking Oregon State plus 10 as my best bet for this game, and I have the over for this game. And at number 4, I have Wisconsin plus 6.5 at home against the number 3 team Penn State this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I really think there's no reason to take Penn State to cover that spread with the way Penn State has been playing lately. They hardly snuck by USC, and they only scored 27 against UCLA a few weeks back. Penn State's offense has been a little bit questionable, and I do think they are overhyped. Wisconsin, on the other hand, they may be flying under the radar. They held their last 3 opponents to 7 points or less, and their offense has looked much better with the new quarterback. But not only that, but Penn State has this game right after the bye week and before they play Ohio State. They could totally be looking ahead towards that Ohio State game. But a Saturday night matchup at Wisconsin is not going to be an easy game for Penn State. In fact, I don't just like Wisconsin to cover, I like them to outright upset Penn State in this game. I think Wisconsin and Luke Fickell are going to get a massive win against Penn State this Saturday. I just think this game has upset written all over it. Wisconsin is a pretty solid football team right now. They're 5-2 and they won their last 3 games by a lot of points. So give me Wisconsin in this game 24-23. My best bet for this game is Wisconsin plus 6.5. I expect this to be a close, hard-fought game. And I do have the under for this game. At number 3, this may be a weird bet, but I have the over 54.5 for the game between Miami and Florida State. I know Florida State has a solid defense, but I don't think they will be able to stop Miami, and I expect there to be a lot of points scored in this game. Miami's defense has also been questionable, so I do think Florida State will be able to score in the 20s. And I don't see Florida State holding Miami to 29 points like they did to Clemson. I think Miami potentially has the best offense in the country, and I think they have the best quarterback in the country in Cam Ward. And I just don't think that defense will be able to stop Miami at all. I think Miami is a top 5 team, and I think they have the offense to outscore anybody until they play a truly elite defense. I expect Miami to win this game big. Florida State is not a great football team. I don't think they have the offense to keep up in a shootout. I expect Cam Ward to have another Heisman-like performance, and I'm taking Miami in this game 45-21. I have Miami covering the spread. You could definitely bet that. But my best bet for this game is the over in this game. I can trust that more than taking Miami to cover. This game could totally end up being closer than people expect, but I feel confident taking the over 54.5 for this game. And at number 2, I have Boise State minus 2.5 versus UNLV Friday night. I just think Boise State is a legit football team. I don't think they are just a good group of 5 team. I think they are a good football team. UNLV is also a decent football team. They only have 1 loss, but I think the difference in this game is Ashton Jeanty at running back. Boise State has the best running back in the country. UNLV's defense has been questionable this year. They gave up 41 to Syracuse. They gave up 34 to Utah State. And I just don't think they have the defense to stop that Boise State offense. And I just think Boise State is a well-rounded team with a very good coaching staff and the best running back in the country in Ashton Jeanty. Even on the road, I'm going to continue to roll with this Boise State team. I like them to win this game and cover. Give me Boise State 41-28 in this game by 2 scores. My best bet for this game is Boise State minus 2.5, and I have the over for this game. And lastly, another team that I will continue to roll with is SMU. I have them minus 11.5 at Duke this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I think SMU is one of the most slept on teams in the country right now. A lot of people are not talking about them. They're averaging around 50 points in their last 4 games, and ever since they went with Kevin Jennings at quarterback, they have been unstoppable. He's passed for over 1,000 yards with 9 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. He's been a very good dual threat option, running for over 200 yards. And he's also got a completion percentage of 66, which is pretty solid. Not only does SMU have one of the best offenses in the ACC, but they are third in the country at forcing turnovers. That makes a very good football team in SMU. I legitimately see a path for SMU to go 11-1 and make the ACC championship game if Clemson or Miami somehow slips up. And it's definitely possible. The only ranked team SMU plays on the schedule is Pitt, and they get Pitt at home. And I really trust this SMU team. SMU's only loss is to a top 15 BYU team. And they lost to BYU before they could get anything going offensively. They were not good at the start of the season. But right now, they have been dominating their opponents, and I expect them to cover the spread easily against a Duke team that is not as good as their record says. Duke has really struggled this year despite being 6-1, and I think SMU is a lock to cover that 11.5. So this is my lock for the week. I'm going to continue to roll with this SMU team. Give me SMU 34-14 in this game. My best bet for this game is SMU minus 11.5, and I do have the under for this game. But anyways, that is going to do it for my week 9 best bets. You guys let me know some of your betting locks for this week. But let me remind you guys to like the video, and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content. And we basically cover everything on this channel, so definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.